Hello students, welcome to Auja classes Smartness in Education. Here we are going to cover the next concept of polynomials, that is the relationship between zeros and coefficients of polynomial. Basically, here we will learn the relationship between zeros and coefficients of a quadratic polynomials. We have discussed in the previous session what are the zeros of polynomial. These are those values of independent variable or the variable at which the entire polynomial becomes 0. We had seen also an example by taking x equal to 1 for the polynomial x square minus 3x plus 2, it had become 0. So x equal to 1 was the 0 of the polynomial. Let us see the relationship between zeros and coefficients of polynomial. That means how to establish the relationship between zeros and coefficients of quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial is a polynomial of second degree, so it has two zeros. So the relationship must be established between these two zeros. Let us suppose if alpha and beta are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c, provided a is not equal to 0. And since it is the second degree polynomial, so it can be factorized as x minus alpha into x minus beta, or we can say x minus alpha and x minus beta are the factors of the polynomial px. Therefore, ax square plus bx plus c equal to k into x minus alpha into x minus beta, where k is any constant. If I take k as common and expand x minus alpha into x minus beta, then we get k into x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha into beta. Now, after multiplying k with each term, we get kx square minus k into alpha plus beta x plus k into alpha beta. Comparing the coefficients of x square, x and constant terms on both the sides, we get a equals to k, bs minus k times alpha plus beta, and cs k into alpha beta. This is the same as, suppose if I give the standard form of the quadratic polynomial as equation number 1 and the obtained equation as second. So if I compare first and second, so we get these values of a, b and c respectively. So here we have to establish the relationship between alpha, beta and coefficients of the quadratic polynomial. So let us take the value of b minus k times alpha plus beta. So we will get alpha plus beta equals to minus b upon k, and a is equal to k. So I can write alpha plus beta equals to minus b upon a, and see carefully that b is the coefficient of x. This is coefficient of x and a is the coefficient of x square. Coefficient of x square. and minus sign is already present. Now taking C equals to K times alpha into beta. So we get alpha into beta equals to C upon K. Since A is equals to K, so I can write it as C upon A. So this is the next relationship, that is here C is the constant term of the quadratic polynomial. So I have to write constant term upon coefficient of x square. So this is the basic relationship between coefficients of polynomial and its zeros. So we have obtained alpha plus beta equals to minus b upon a, where b is the coefficient of x and a is the coefficient of x square. Product of polynomials is equals to c upon a. That means it is the ratio of constant term and coefficient of x square, or it can be also written as in words sum of zeros, and this is product of zeros. Let us see some problems based upon the relationship between zeros of the quadratic polynomial and their on the basis of relationship between zeros of quadratic polynomial and its relation with the coefficients of the polynomial. Find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x square plus 7x plus 10, and here we have to verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. So given polynomial is x square plus 7x plus 10, here the coefficient of x square is not present, so it is 1. Now factorizing the polynomial by splitting the middle term, we can write in place of 7 we will write 5 plus 2x plus 10. So we get 1x square plus 5x plus 2x plus 10. Px equals to, here we can take x as common from the first two terms. So we get x plus 5, and from next two terms we can take 2 as common. So Px equals to x plus 5 into x plus 2. Since we have to find zeros, we will have to put Px equals to 0. Px equals to 0. X plus 5 into x plus 2 is equals to 0. So at first stage we get x equals to minus 5, and at the second step we get x plus 2 equals to 0. That means x equals to minus 2. So there are two zeros of this polynomial, minus 5 and minus 2, so that zeros of polynomial px equals to x square plus 7x plus 10 are minus 5 and minus 2. This is the first part of our answer. Now, at the second stage, we have to verify the relationship between zeros and the coefficients of the polynomial. So, now relationship between zeros and coefficients. So we will assume let zeros are alpha equals to minus 5 and beta equals to minus 2. Now the sum of zeros, that means alpha plus beta, can be written as minus 5 plus minus 2. So we get minus 7 upon 1. So here see carefully the polynomial, that 7 is the coefficient of x and 1 is the coefficient of x square. So we got sum of zeros alpha plus beta equals to minus 7 upon 1, or we can also write it as minus, or we can write it as equal to minus b upon a, that means minus coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. Now see the product of zeros as alpha into beta, that will be minus 5 into minus 2, that means 10. This is 10 upon 1 and 10 is the constant term of the polynomial. So we got the relation, and 1 is the coefficient of x square. Coefficient of x square. So product of zeros alpha into beta is equals to 10 upon 1 equals to c upon a, that means constant term upon coefficient of x square. So the relationship has been verified between zeros and coefficients of the polynomial. Let us see one more example based upon the relationship between zeros and coefficients of the polynomial. See here, the given polynomial is 2x square minus 8x plus 6. So by splitting the middle term, we will factorize the polynomial as, in place of 8 we can write 6 plus 2, and the product of 6 and 2 is 12. So there is a method of factorization by splitting the middle term. So we get 2x square minus 6x minus 2x plus 6. So px equals to, here we can take 2x as common, so we get x minus 3. From here we can take minus 2s common, and again we will get x minus 3. So After separating the terms, we get 2x minus 2, x minus 3. So, to find zeros, we have to put px equals to 0, that means 2x minus 2 into x minus 3 equals to 0. First taking 2x minus 2 equal to 0, so we get 2x equal to 2 and x equals to 2 upon 2, that means 1. So value of x is equals to 1, and for another value of 0, we will take x minus 3 equals to 0, and hence we will get x equals to 3. So that zeros of the polynomial px equals to 2x square minus 8x plus 6 are 1 and 3. This is the answer of first part. In the second part, we have to verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients. So, we have the polynomial as 2x square minus 8x plus 6, and we have obtained zeros of the polynomial as 1 and 3. So, first of all, we will obtain sum of zeros, that means alpha plus beta, that will be 1 plus 3, that is 4. To establish the relationship, we need the relationship between these 8 and 2. So actually the 4 can be written as 8 upon 2. Now if I take minus 2 times, then the value will remain the same. So see carefully that minus 8 is the coefficient of x and 2 is the coefficient of x square. So we got sum of zeros as minus times of minus 8 by 2, that means minus coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square, and at the second stage product of zeros, that means alpha into beta, that means we will get 1 into 3, we get 3. So we can also write 3 upon 1, but in the polynomial the numbers present are 6 and 2. So I can write it as 6 by 2. So product of polynomials will become constant, become the ratio of constant term and the coefficient of x square. So we have verified the relationship between zeros of the polynomial and coefficients of the polynomial. Let us see a different kind of problem in which we also have to find the zeros and also we have to establish the relationship between the zeros of the polynomial and its coefficients. Let us see, the polynomial is x square minus 3. Let the given polynomial is px equals to x square minus 3. We can write it as root 3 square. So by expanding by a square minus b square, we get it as x plus root 3 into x minus root 3. Now we have to find zeros. So to find zeros, we will put px equals to the 0. That means x plus root 3 into x minus root 3 equals to 0. So we get x equals to minus root 3 and x equals to plus root 3. Now so the zeros are plus root 3 and minus root 3. So zeros are minus root 3 and root 3. This is the answer of the first part. Now let the zeros are alpha equals to minus root 3 and beta equals to plus root 3. So we can determine the relationship between zeros and coefficients of the polynomial. Relationship between zeros and coefficients. So we get alpha plus beta equals to minus root 3 plus root 3 and 0, and we can write it as 0 upon 1. See in the polynomial carefully that x has the term of x is absent. That means the coefficient of x in the polynomial is 0. So we can write it as coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. Now product of zeros, that means alpha into beta, that will be minus root 3 into root 3. That means we will get minus 3 upon 1. Now see again the polynomial. Minus 3 is the constant term of the polynomial and 1 is the coefficient of x square. Coefficient of x square. So the relationship has been established. This was the sum of zeros and this is the product of zeros, and hence the relation has been verified. Let us see a problem in which we have to find a quadratic polynomial if the sum and the product of whose zeros are given to us. See here, we know that standard form of polynomial when zeros are given, that is given by px equals to k times x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha into beta. This is the first equation. So here alpha plus beta equals to minus 3, which is the sum of zeros, and alpha into beta is plus 2, which is the product of zeros. So from equation number first or the standard form, we get the polynomial as k into x square minus, since sum of zeros is minus 3, so I have written in place of alpha plus beta is minus 3 x and alpha into beta is 2. So we get px equals to k into x square plus 3x plus 2. So this is the value of the polynomial. This is the required quadratic polynomial in which the sum of zeros and product of zeros is given to us, and that is the required answer. In the next lecture, we will learn about the division algorithm for the polynomials. Thank you. For more educational videos of schools and colleges, like, share and subscribe to Ahuja classes on YouTube. Thank you.